Hey everyone, welcome to this weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast for the week of December 19th to the 25th of 2022. All right, so this week we have a new moon on Friday, and so as we do approach the Friday new moon, it is good to let the energies die down of the previous cycle. It is going to be the ending of the lunar month, and so it's usually good to clear things, especially because that will be around the time of the solstice, which will be Wednesday the 21st there. But endings, and then from that, Friday onwards, new beginnings, both monthly and in this case yearly as well. And so starting to plant new seeds moving into next week is a great way of working with this. Now the sun is shifting into Sagittarius, which is the free-spirited energies of life, the post-transformation or post-deeper energy that we've had with the sun and Ophiuchus up until this week. So that's going to be joining up with Mercury and Venus there. And we have Venus, who's going to be trining up to individualistic Uranus. So it could be good for some maybe different experiences with maybe relationships, maybe with enjoyments and values, just kind of shaking things up a little bit there. With our enjoyments and relationships can be great around the Thursday time. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at all of this as well as some of the other things here in more detail when we return. Alrighty, so here is the sky for this week. We're going to look at this for each day of the week, starting first with Monday, December 19th. And as you can see here, we are using the visible sky on this channel, which is very different from mainstream astrology. For example, I just said that crazy constellation Ophiuchus. If you're like, what is that? Definitely check out the link down below for more information on true sidereal astrology, which is essentially using the visible sky for astrology. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look here at the most important thing, which is that we are ending this current lunar month this week. The moon is approaching the sun here. That new moon will be around Friday. And so it is good to let those energies again die down. It's usually a more spiritual time for completion, for endings, for releasing and clearing, to again create space for those new beginnings. That's of course also confirmed by the fact that we will be having the solstice here this week, and the sun will be now past the galactic center. We could consider the center of the Milky Way as the beginning of the galactic cycle, or even the astrological cycle. Some do believe that. So there's a lot of new beginnings, but they are just slowly moving forward here for this week, staggering throughout this week. Okay, and where we have here on Monday the sun is going to start to get closer to Sagittarius than Ophiuchus. And so for the coming weeks, more of the development with the post-transformation energy, the post-deeper energy, which is Sag. Now we've already had Mercury and Venus here, so it's already been good to enjoy and connect in a more free-spirited way, maybe discussing higher things, maybe a bit of adventure, maybe kind of allowing our mental and literal horizons to expand a bit. Enjoying that, connecting in that way, and just thinking in this more open-minded or abstract way, which has been the case for at least the past week or so while Mercury and Venus have been here. Okay, but now the sun is going to join up with that, just adding to more of that energy. So Sagittarius is all about viewing life through the lens of what guides our spirit, what guides that spirit for life, and what feels adventurous, what feels like it's expanding our horizons. Really good to start to cultivate some of that energy here for those coming weeks. And of course, just a quick recap, Mars is still retrograde. It's going to be retrograde until January 13th. He's in Taurus the Bull, which is about taking things slowly and steadily. And so it's just a reminder that wherever we are putting our actions right now, it is good to stop and smell the roses, take things one step at a time, and perhaps use this as a time to re-examine our needs, who we are, maybe even some of those inner resources of Taurus, like self-worth and self-value. Okay, so in terms of also on Monday here, we do have some Chiron energy. Chiron's quite minor in how we feel it, but it is the healer constellation, and especially with now the sun leaving Ophiuchus, I see it as a lot of integration with healing coming into this week. Mars is sextiling Chiron, which is maybe just feeling a bit healed and rejuvenated with that assertive side, with who we are, with taking initiative with things. Maybe a little bit of integration needed with the healing with relationships or those values and enjoyments, since Venus will be squaring Chiron. But anything constructive there, intentional healing with relationships, or intentionally connecting to things like nature or beauty or comforts or good meals can be very healing and therapeutic with this kind of square to Chiron. But nothing major there. The moon will be finishing Virgo on Monday, which is where the moon was last weekend, and just a little bit of a theme around improvement, taking care of things or improving things there. Okay, as we do shift into that Tuesday time period, the moon will shift into Libra, the scales of balance and justice. And so themes likely around Tuesday, around bringing things back into balance in our life, and perhaps in those one-on-one connections or one-on-one agreements, or in our everyday interactions, striving towards what is fair, what is right, what is just, these kinds of themes, okay, here around Tuesday. And as we do get to that Wednesday time period, the sun will start to square Jupiter, which is really the main aspect we have of the new moon. Again, getting closer to that new moon, which will be on the 23rd here on Friday. So squares to Jupiter, typically squares are more imbalanced. They're not very balanced energies. And so we want to be balanced with maybe some of the Sagittarius stuff, right? Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. And so when it does come to expanding these mental and literal horizons, it is good to make it constructive there here around Wednesday. So if there's any over under extremes with it, over optimism, over open-mindedness, over adventurousness, or not enough, this gives us an ability to recalibrate that, because the pendulum can swing with beliefs, with perception, with opportunities. And so if we do set intentions and we're conscious of that, we actually are intentional with those possibilities, with those perspectives, then it's a great way of working with the square. And all in all, it's not generally a challenging square to work with, just a good time to balance out any of that over or under optimism or over or under hopefulness and perceptions that the square can sometimes bring. Okay. Then here on Wednesday, the moon will be in deep Scorpio, and so it is completing this cycle. Again, this whole lunar month had a lot of this deeper energy involved with it, and so now it is the closure of that. Okay, so really all the way up until Friday's new moon, good for some of this reconnecting with the deeper dimensions, in a sense completing things from this previous lunar month, finalizing things involving the healing or the deeper stuff going on for those new beginnings, which will likely be a complete shift, a new energy coming out of Friday time period there. Okay, but also before that Friday, we do have Venus trining Uranus, and so there could be, again, maybe some things to enjoy in terms of different experiences, maybe involving some of those one-on-one connections, and perhaps just enjoy things a little bit differently. Venus is enjoyments, Uranus is all about spontaneity, excitement, different things, challenging our status quo, getting outside of our comfort zone, again, listening to our excitement. And so this is all really good here around this, was this Thursday time period as we really close out and end this current lunar month. Okay, and then during that new moon, again, still squaring Jupiter, so good to integrate that expansive energy. And of course, it's in Sagittarius, so it's a new beginning to our perceptions on life and our free-spirited nature. And Chiron will be going direct. So again, a lot of steps towards healing. Chiron moving forward puts the emphasis on the next 6 months roughly, on things just being more, moving more forward with the healing realm. I think it's going to be, again, the feeling healed and rejuvenated, and then living that, embodying that in the physical world. As Chiron slowly builds his forward movement, it does take him time since he's such a slow mover, like all the outer planets are. Okay, and then Saturday we'll still have that moon in Sagittarius of that new moon energy. Mercury will be sextiling Neptune, so it could be good to let the mind wander a little bit, maybe a bit of compassion and receptivity. That will be the holidays for a lot of us, the 24th and 25th. So just a little bit of flow with communications, a little bit of compassion, receptivity is available. It's nothing really major, nothing forcing us to do it, but it is certainly available there. Okay. And then the 25th time, actually let me go and lower this so you can see it. 25th time, no major aspects exact, but the moon will be in Capricorn. Again, slowly starting this new beginning of the lunar cycle. And there, the moon in Capricorn, maybe some responsibilities. Could be a good day for maybe just taking things a little bit groundedly. Any responsibilities, maybe a little healthy productivity, let's say, even if it is for the holidays there. Could be a good way of working with that, Capricorn. All right, everyone. So that is the week in a nutshell. The most important thing is that we are, again, ending this current lunar month. That's going to be the new moon on Friday there. We do have a lot of more now Sagittarius energy shifting, a lot of that post-transformation, which I would say is staggering, with the sun in Sag on Monday, with the solstice on Wednesday, with the new moon on Friday, with Chiron going direct on Friday. And so things are slowly moving into the more post-transformation energy and free-spirited energies and adventurous energies there for the coming weeks. All right, we have a little bit of a different excitement maybe with those values and enjoyments around that Thursday time period, with Venus trining Uranus as well. And then over that weekend time, just a little bit of an opening for being open to learning or some communication in a way that is a bit receptive. All right, so everyone have a fantastic week. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click the like button if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you're not yet signed up for MTZ Insiders, it is a free newsletter where you do get these videos released first before YouTube and extra content not normally released on YouTube. So do check that out if you haven't yet. And again, have a great one, and I'll see you all next time for the next astrology forecast. Take care.